I have no silver, no diamonds or gold, but I am far richer by the visions I hold. 'Cause I've seen the mountains, and I've seen the sea. I've seen all that beauty and lived a life that was free. When the cool autumn moonlight shines down through the trees, no place under heaven would I rather be, where the wild birds are flying and the caribou roam. Many places I've rambled, but this is my home. And when I am weary and it's time to rest, please take this old body to the place I love best, somewhere on that mountain. Turn my face to the sea and let the wind in the treetops sing me to sleep. 'Cause I've seen those mountains, I've been to the sea, and all of that beauty is like heaven to me. Where the wild birds are flying and the caribou roam. Many places I've rambled, but this is my home, where the wild birds are flying and the caribou roam. Many places I've rambled, but this is my home.
Good evening and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight in our stories we have Winter Carnival Events, Principals Report. Please stay tuned for these stories after this. Try your luck on Wednesday and play TV Bingo, sponsored by the Lioness. Cards are 6 for $5 and can be bought from any member of the Lioness and in most stores around town. The Winter Carnival was held at the beginning of February. Some events were able to take place, while others were cancelled due to stormy weather. Here's a clip of what I was able to record.
She's gonna be on the team with Shannon Ball team. I can take Margaret out of it.
Someone had their blue ball.
Okay, ready? Get your five bucks. No, wait, there's different. Yeah, put that here. Line up in a line.
Here? the school for Mr. Penny to give his principal's report.
I want to thank Maxine for coming in once again. I think it's been a couple months since we've done this, and I guess we're into we're past the midway mark in February, so I guess better late than never. I want to wish everyone a certain happy New Year and all the best in 2013. As I said, we are past the midway mark in February. Believe it or not, we've got just over 3 months left before June. With the long weather, winter and whatnot, and all the nasty weather that we've had, seems like time is still flying by very fast, and there's still obviously a lot of work left to do in 3.5 months, and hopefully that everybody is doing their part, and we'll have another successful year. A few things I want to chat about what we've done since we've chatted last. Mostly it'll be stuff that's coming up over the next month or two. I guess the first thing is our awards night. Awards night went ahead the last Thursday before Christmas break. And this year, as I'm sure have been played already on BBS, we presented over $9,300 to students in 7-12 from last year, and I mean, that's a phenomenal amount of money. There's 3 or 4 very big scholarships involved in that, but I certainly want to congratulate all the winners, those who received certificates, diplomas, and certainly monetary awards. So, and again, a big thank you to the community and those beyond our community who give money to the students. And again, I certainly want to add in there that 100% of the money that come in for our scholarship fund go to our students. I'm going to say the biggest percentage of it goes to the 7-12s. The smaller amount will go to K-6. And they'll have their closing now in obviously in June for this year. And again, there's plaques and different things that's given to those students. But again, when they get to 7-12, then the monetary awards, I guess, were there for them as well. Not in particular order, but we'll just run down through a few things here. First of all, report cards. By the time this is aired, the report cards for 7-12 have been passed out. Open house is going ahead this Monday and Tuesday. To date, we don't have a whole lot of parents with their names on the list, so I'd strongly encourage all parents for 7-12 students to please come in. If your child is doing well and you still want to come in just to say hello, I'd certainly appreciate it. I guess more importantly, if your child is not doing what you think that they should be doing, for whatever reason that is, please give us a shout. At least then we can put your name down for open house. And if you don't get a chance to call and you still want to pop in, I'm sure we can fit you in there somewhere. And if parents are working and can't make it on Monday and Tuesday, by all means give us a call, and we can certainly set up another time. If you want to chat with 1, 2, 3 or more teachers, we can certainly work around that. With regard to the report cards for 7-12, obviously it's cumulative since September. However, a big aspect is what students did on their midterm exams. And right now I can say that overall not bad, and that's probably the best thing I can say. Some students are not working to their potential. I think that students could be putting a lot more into it, and I think that as parents and certainly as teachers as well, we seem to be fighting against a lot of the other things I've mentioned here before. A lot more interesting things, I guess, for students to be involved in than studying and whatnot. But we can't. I can't stress enough, obviously, the importance of an education, and it starts obviously now. It has started since kindergarten and whatnot. But if students are not working to their potential, the importance of having a grade 12 education, in some cases, could be in jeopardy. So again, certainly encourage everyone to be doing their part, and hopefully students will be successful come June. At this time, the K-6 report cards are not being passed out. That will not happen until March the 8th. That's the date we have scheduled right now. And the reason for that is we are required by the school board to have 4 reporting periods for 7-12, but only 3 for K-6. So back in November, we had the same date report card for everybody, but now we've done one for 7-12, as I said, K-8 in a few weeks' time. 7-12 have another one in April, and then it's the final one for everyone, obviously in June. I mentioned earlier that it's been I guess a nasty winter. A lot of snow, rain obviously mixed in with it, but we've had a few school closures that I'm going to say that in the last 4 or 5 years we probably haven't had as many combined as what we've had this year, and by the sounds of it, there may be a couple more coming according to the forecast. There has been some questions been posed to teachers about the lateness of cancellations. I certainly try to cancel school at if possible, at 7:30 in the morning and at 11:30, I guess around lunchtime. Sometimes with the snow squalls that we've had, it do make it very difficult. I understand that there's issues with parents that have to get babysitters and whatnot, and as I said, it's not an easy decision. It's one that I make with Ramia, because usually their weather is similar to ours. Even with Portabass, conversation with the school board and whatnot, that permission has to be given before school, I guess, is closed. So a lot of factors in place, and I certainly understand some of the frustration of that. But I mean, we certainly do try to make a call at 7:30 in the morning, even earlier if possible. And like I said, at 11:30 for the afternoon. So hopefully we won't miss any more school. But again, like I said, if it do come up, I will keep in mind some of the concerns that parents can have. This past week was Teacher Staff Appreciation Week, and I wanted to extend a big thank you to those who gave of food and helped with some decorations and some other things that happened in our school. At this time, I won't list people who brought stuff in and those who helped out in any way, because I know I will forget somebody. But with that said, keep watching Channel 62, and in the next few days we will put on a thank you notice to everyone who helped out in any way to make this a very excellent week. On the topic of Channel 62, in my opinion, I think the channel is going very well. A big thank you goes out to Paul Ayer, our VP, who has taken that on, and it looks very bright, very interesting, and as I've said earlier, it alleviates the problems of having Maxine put things on BBS for the school. So now we got control of that, and if there's ever any questions or concerns, or if you have something that you would like to see on our Channel 62, by all means give us a call, contact a member of our school council, and we'll certainly do what we can to help in any way. I think that with that channel it can only get better over time. April the 22nd to the 26th, we have another Arts March project on the go. I'm going to say about 7 or 8 years ago we had Fergus Laverne and Jim Payne here with us. And actually those gentlemen are coming back to our school again. They will mainly be working with kids in K to 6, somewhat in 7 to 9, during, I guess, mainly the music classes, but maybe some social studies classes and whatnot. They will be putting a concert off at our school that we will place information on our channel and around town about that in the future. But I just want to let the public know that they will be back, and we're certainly looking forward to having them, and another very interesting program. Just remind everyone about the speed in our parking lot, parking in designated parking areas. Again, going back to all the snow issues and whatnot, I know at times it can be a little bit tricky getting around in front of the school. But just ask everyone to please keep that in mind. Obviously, safety has to be number one priority for us. And like I said, for those parking, if you can park in the proper areas, again, will alleviate a lot of congestion that we do find, especially around lunchtime. It seems to be the biggest problem with some of those issues. On February 27th, we are having a Stand Up to Bullying Day. The Respect team, along with some of our adults from our community, are going to be putting off a number of activities that day. We also have a presentation that's being planned and looks like will be in place for that day. Michael Galtus we'll be here to do a talk with our students. There's going to be activities for everybody. It's a full day thing. Some of the activities for 7 to 12 will obviously be different than for K to 6s. But again, we will put information out there as we get closer to the 27th. And I mean, again, it's a very important day. With we all know about the issues of bullying that happens not only in our schools, in our community, and whatnot. And Burgeo is no exception. And I think that anywhere in the world, bullying is an issue. Whether it's dealing with computers, physical bullying, emotional bullying. So hopefully that day will help to combat the issues that we do have with bullying. On February 25th, the 2 days before our Sunday Bullying Day, we have our students in 7 to 12 that's going to Marble Mountain for skiing. Information should already be passed on that. We have, according to the numbers that Ms. Bailey gave me, we have 70 kids, I believe, right now that are not going on that trip. First of all, I want to encourage everyone to go. The cost and all that, again, that's been sent home, but it's a day to enjoy Marble Mountain, to get out for some exercise. Trip to Cornerbrook. I'm sure they will be stopping there for a short amount of time, whether it's going or coming from Marble Mountain. For those students who choose not to go, you're required to be in school that day. Obviously, if you've got 5 or 6, 7, 8 kids, it's going to be a different day than what it would be normally, but students are expected to be in school, if not traveling to Marble Mountain on that day. Our last bingo, unfortunately I don't have the dollar amount that was raised, but again I want to put out there a big thank you to those people that keep supporting our fundraisers. Again, we have 3 bingos each year. We have 3 recycling blitz, along with the catalog order that we had, which was done well before Christmas. And that's new to us, but I want to again just thank everybody for all their effort and again the money that's passed to us for our fundraising. I guess on a similar note, we are having one more book fair. The exact date I'm not too sure of. I believe it's going to be early March. Again, we will put that on TV if it's not already on there. This can be labeled as a fundraiser and certainly is money that we do raise, but this is a bit different from the other fundraisers, that all monies that we get from our book fair, we put it right back into books for our school, whether that's the library, classrooms. Some teachers use books for prizes at the end of the year and various things. So 100% of the money from that go back into reading material. Our book fair is it's through Scholastic. We've been contacted by them, and they tell us that our next book fair, they're asking that we try to meet $1,500 worth of sales. That may be difficult. I do find that our second book fair, because we had one before Christmas, our second book fair don't make as much money, but what they've been telling us is that if we don't get to a $1,500 amount, they may not be supplying us with a book fair in the future. Again, I don't want to put pressure on people to buy books or whatnot, but certainly if you're looking for some interesting reading material, and it's there for all ages, from I'll say preschool age right up to teens, even some adult material there. So certainly come out, have a look at it. If there's things that you want to buy, certainly do so. And like I said, all the monies there go back to our school. So it would be very sad to see it gone, because again, all the money and the books that we do make from that. Our Easter break, again, it's less than a month and a half away, I guess. It's March the 29th to April the 7th. A little earlier this year, but just to put that out there for our parents and community. And it'll be the last thing that I have right now is the last couple of weeks, our teachers have been chatting about our K to 6 students having indoor recess. For the foreseeable future, we will be having indoor recess at all times. We've been finding that, and it's taken us a while, I guess, to do that, but we've been finding that time students get dressed, especially this time of the year. They get outside, they're trying to eat their recess, they come back inside, get undressed, and recess is only 12 minutes from bell to bell. It's obviously not a lot of time, so it seems like that the kids would prefer to stay in. Once we get out of the winter, so certainly into the spring, and when it cleans up and dries up and whatnot, we will certainly be looking back at having outdoor recess again. But just to let everyone know that is the case. And on that note, that's all that I have. Again, I want to just say that if there's ever any questions or concerns, as normal, to please let us know. We're only a phone call away, and in most cases, you can certainly drop in and put forth any questions or concerns you may have. So until next time, thank you very much.
This concludes our program for tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.